Hi, I'm Irving. You have just entered Cartertopia. We begin with some serene shots of a city at night, then we zoom in on a big panel truck with a peephole in the door. Inside, we have Pete Cochran and Link Hayes from the Mod Squad. Wait, that's not Clarence Williams III. Somebody pulled a switch on us. And where's Julie Barnes? Peggy Lipton was the only reason I watched that show. They're recording some scientists in a nearby building as they put the finishing touches on an experiment.
Nothing.
There's some videotape they can record over. Saves money.
I wish they'd either discover that formula or learn to go home in a decent hour. Who's that?
That's a new janitor. The kid's name is Alan Ackroyd.
Since the scientists have given up for the night, the two spies decide to do likewise. His name is Alan, but we know him better as Radar O'Reilly from MASH. He was the only actor from the movie that carried over to the series. And if you've seen him in the movie, you know why they kept him. That's not good. I recommend you get out of there and go find somebody who knows this stuff. Get out of there. It's growing and it looks hungry. Is he thinking about trying to mop that stuff up? Get out of there! Took you long enough. I hope you got to a safe distance before this. The spies realize this means that kid janitor somehow discovered the explosive formula those scientists were looking for. Steve and Diana are discussing it by phone. Those guys were working on a new explosive that would revolutionize the field because it would only go off when exposed to a specific catalyst. And apparently, Alan accidentally found that catalyst.
Just who's behind all this anyway?
Hopewell International must move and move quickly. The fire in the lab we were using means we've succeeded.
We've been trying to burn that place down for years. It's been verified that it wasn't spontaneous. Somebody did something in there, and we need to find that person and find out what they did.
You get me BW on the phone. Now, who are the enemies that warrant the use of such talent? There are two. The IADC and Rudolph First Enterprises.
And who is Rudolph First?
You're absolutely certain that this Alan Ackroyd caused the fire?
He was in the room just before everything blew. They didn't find any bodies. It looks like he got out.
He's Mod Squad Guy's boss. After that show, Michael Cole did a lot of one-shot parts like this, and he's still going. The boss, Philip Michael Thomas, landed the role of a lifetime a few years later when he became Detective Tubbs on Miami Vice. Right now, he and his man Ted there are trying to find a way to steal the formula that the Hopewell guys have been working on. That means finding Alan Ackroyd before they do.
And the IADC would like nothing better than to keep that Explo formula out of the free enterprise system.
They've already employed an agent. Diana Prince.
No matter. I trust you know how important it is that we be the first to find this Alan Ackroyd.
A little pun on your name there, Mr. First? And where is Alan?
Okay, you guys, there you go. But I'm warning you right now, it may be a long time before anybody does this again. Old Uncle Alan got himself in some fix last night.
He lives in a rusty trailer somewhere and he's obsessed with his plants. As he's misting them and explaining to them what happened, a police car pulls up. He's fairly certain the plants won't rat him out. At HQ, Eve is talking to Ira about Alan Ackroyd. Ira says he's compiled everything he can find from every other computer in the city about Alan so we can predict his movements.
Is there anything you can tell us now that will help us find him?
According to computerized records, he has yet to claim his laundry at the Clean 'em Up Company on Orchard Boulevard.
Diana is just landing in Los Angeles to begin her investigation, so Eve calls her with the info. Diana heads to the cleaners.
Hi, I have a friend who's got some laundry here, and I was wondering if you could tell me if he's got it yet.
Maybe. Name?
Ackroyd? Alan Ackroyd.
Guess who got there first? Okay, this is not going to be easy. Every time I say that word, it's going to sound like a pun on the bad guy's name. I'm not doing that, at least not deliberately, so please don't hate me for it. He says there's no Akron in the book, but let's go in the back and take a look. He takes her hand and sort of starts dragging her into the work area. He's supposedly giving her a tour of the place.
And, right here is where we dry clean the acrylics.
You're not supposed to dry clean acrylics.
Well, now, whoever told you that?
Now she knows he's a fake, but what's he up to?
Okay, now wait a minute. What's going on?
It's Diana Prince from IADC. Go get her.
I have a feeling they're not going to find Diana Prince.
Diana, run!
That takes care of covering her identity. Time to take care of the goons. She hit somebody. She actually hit somebody. I think that's the first time in the entire series. That's more her style. Throw them around until they lose consciousness. She tosses another guy up over a rail on the ceiling, then turns her attention to Ted.
Why were you attacking Diana Prince?
To get her out of the way.
You're after Alan Ackroyd, too?
Yes.
Why? Who are you working for? Hopewell?
First. Rudolph First Enterprises.
She reports everything to Steve, and he says time to go have a talk with First. She says, I'm on my way, and we're still trying to get a line on Alan Akron. He's off somewhere pretending to be out for a run. He has a disguise, and he's talking to an old girlfriend named Meg.
I can't let anybody recognize me. I'm in big trouble here.
What's the matter? Did you just get done dumping somebody else?
Come on, this is serious. I need help bad.
Yeah, well, why don't you go ask Barbara? Or Susan? Or Sally?
Come on, Megs, you're the only one I can trust.
No, what you mean is I'm the only one you know you can sucker.
I cannot picture Gary Burghoff as a womanizer, even pretend acting. Alan keeps cheating on her, and she keeps letting him come back. I'm not sure Gary Burghoff has it in him to cheat on his dog by petting another puppy, much less cheat on his girl. But that's the story, and we'll go with it.
No, I don't want to hear your explanations. They all begin with, you see, I have just met this girl.
Meg!
I can't hear you.
Hey, listen. You know the Whitaker building that burned down last night? I did that. That's right, I did that.
He explains that it was an accident and he can't turn himself in because the big insurance companies will lay the blame on him to the tune of $10 million. His big fear is that they're going to make him pay for the building on a janitor's salary. He really thinks that's why people are after him.
Listen, Megs. Honey, look, all I want is a little money so I can get out of town till this whole thing blows over. That's all. That's all. After buying this disguise, all I got is $3.60. Come on.
He's a charmer, that's for sure. He's also a cheater, so she shouldn't take him seriously.
It would be worth $50, Alan, just to get you out of my life once and for all.
Okay, that's a good reason to give him the money. She can't get it until tomorrow, so he's going to have her hide it in a trash can at the airport. Because there's no place on earth more secure than an airport garbage can. While Diana grills First and gets nothing, Ted and another guy have put a tracking device on her car. Now they can follow her without her knowing. By staying half a block behind her and mimicking her movements right in her rear view mirror. These guys might need a little more training in stealth. Elsewhere, Alan is hitching a ride.
Hi. Thanks a lot.
No problem. You're heading my way. Glad to help. You got an appointment someplace?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm just headed out of town.
Well, I wouldn't worry about catching your bus anymore. Alan?
It should hit him in a few seconds.
Oh, I'm not gonna take a bus. Hey! Hey, how'd you know my name?
Especially after the door lock thing happens. That's BW, the person the Hopewell guy said to call.
Hopewell International has its ways.
Oh, boy.
Just relax and leave the driving to us.
No offense, but no thanks. Hey, listen, no lady private eye is gonna get me.
The kid's got guts, you have to give him that. He gets away from her, but she knows he's leaving town and not on the bus. That leaves one option, so she heads for the airport. At IADC headquarters, Ira finally finished his profile on Alan Akron.
Alan will go into hiding in Bakersfield at the home of a distant cousin.
How does Ira think he'll get there?
By plane. The very next economy flight out.
He also fell in love with the theater in high school and never got over it, so look for a disguise. At the airport, Alan is eyeing the trash can where Meg put the money. He calls her on a payphone to ask if it's there.
Oh my gosh! Hey, listen, I gotta go.
I spy a little flaw in his plan. If it's a typical airport of the time, that thing has been emptied at least twice since she put the money in there. It's gone, dude.
Sir? Oh, what do you want?
Alan Aykroyd.
No time, this man's got all my money here. No, I mean, you must be mistaking me for somebody else. My name is Sternbach, Gerald Sternbach.
Uh-huh. And my name is Willoughby McDougal.
But you've got to trust me.
Oh, sure, would you hold my jacket? I'm supposed to trust you, right?
Yes, I'm sorry. Is that better?
Much.
I cannot believe she fell for that. He heads out across the parking lot while she finds a place to transform. She says, "Don't be afraid, just come with me." He says, "What about her?" and points behind Wonder Woman.
Thank you, Wonder Woman. But I can take over from here.
Since I've already met your counterparts at First Enterprises, you must be with Hopewell International, Miss...
BW will do.
Most people know that bullets don't do any good against Wonder Woman. Alan may not be one of most people because Wonder Woman says, "Stay behind me, you'll be safe."
Only at a distance.
He disappears while Wonder Woman destroys BW's gun. He slips out a door and down some stairs.
You look like you could use some rest.
And Ted will take care of the rest. Alan is really bad at this.
Buck up, kid. You should be flattered. I bet this elevator is only used by clients and guests of Mr. Rudolph First.
Who the heck is Rudolph First?
I the heck am Rudolph First.
You think I don't know what's going on around here?
Do you know what's going on, Mr. Aykroyd?
No, what?
He still thinks it's about a $10 million building and assumes they're an insurance company.
Listen, I want to tell you everything. I don't care. Listen, I did it. It was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose. I want to tell you all about it. I'll tell you what. If you got a confession, I'll sign a confession. You got a confession there? So, have you got a pen?
Alan, we don't want you to confess to the fire. We want you to recreate it.
He says, "For the next 3 days, we will be the only people in this building, and we're not leaving until you show us what you did."
Maybe I don't wanna.
Well then, Mr. Aykroyd, these next 3 days may very well be the last 3 days of your life.
I doubt that. Killing him would defeat the purpose because then he can't do anything for him. If he's dead, they lose any chance of finding out what he did. So really, he's in the driver's seat. He doesn't know that, so it doesn't help him a bit. Diana is talking to Meg. Meg isn't being very cooperative.
Alan might be in a lot of trouble.
Look, I don't care. I really do not care. That guy has dumped me 5 times. First it was the stewardess, then the nurse, then the teacher's assistant, then the cashier in the bookstore, and finally the meter maid. Count him 5 times. Little creep, why should I care what happens to him?
I have to admit, she makes a strong case. Diana gives up and heads for the parking garage.
Something tells me that this is a bit of repair work Meg Kellogg did not authorize.
Exit BW. I love what Wonder Woman does with her.
Now, Meg would get off work, be unable to start her car. And you just happen to drop by and offer her a lift.
She's taking all the door handles off. Then she'll rip out the wiring, hit the locks, and pull the steering wheel off. I assume that's BW's car and not just a random one she happened to find nearby.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to hurt her. I mean, I just wanted to make sure that she'd stay put once I dropped her off at her place without the cars. Right. Now, get in.
BW says, I wasn't going to hurt her, just keep her under wraps.
Well, I just wanted to make it easier for whoever has Aykroyd to find her. You see, if the kid doesn't talk, and chances are he won't, then they'll go after her to make him talk. And when they did, I was going to go after them. Well, now you're not going anywhere.
She closes the door and there's nothing BW can do. She has no way to get out, no way to honk the horn and get anybody's attention. It's better than tying her up. Now, if Wonder Woman can just remember to call the police to come let her out. Alan isn't cooperating, so first brings in a doctor to shoot him up with some kind of truth drug.
Tell me everything you did before the fire started.
But you know what, Barbara? This is really a very nice apartment.
We know where his mind spends most of its time.
It's the night before the fire.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You are walking up to the Whitaker building. You are collecting your cleaning equipment.
Kia, this corner over here could use a nice plant. How about a nice Dieffenbachia ammonia? You'll like that.
I hope he doesn't get Barbara and the plant mixed up.
Listen to me, Alan. Now think back. It's Wednesday. You've got your bucket and your mop.
Look, Cheryl, I'm going to take a nap. It's been a rough day, okay?
Barbara, Cheryl, and the plant. This guy has a one-track mind.
Ted, take Dr. Doolittle here home, and then go pick up the girl.
Or a sexy plant, whichever you find first. Actually, they're in the same place. Meg is at Alan's place watering his plants.
Hi. It's me, Diana Prince. We talked before, remember? At the gym?
You talked. I refused. And I still refuse.
Well, this time I came to talk about you, Meg. I have reason to believe that you could be in danger.
I can take care of myself. I always have.
They all say that. But there's nobody on the planet who can always take care of themselves all the time. Everybody needs someone's help at some time.
Why would I be in danger, anyway? Because of Alan?
I'm afraid so, yeah.
Diana keeps trying to explain.
He's really in trouble.
And because you're someone that's close to him, you could be too.
Well, I have news for somebody. He has thrown me over so many times that I couldn't care less if he just goes and...
That's not the question, Meg. The question is, how much does he care about you? What would he be willing to do to protect you from danger? Your feelings about him are irrelevant right now, and you're about to have more urgent things on your mind.
No need to panic. Just relax and enjoy the ride.
Meg was just admitting that she really does care about Alan, but it's so hard when all he does is take from her and come to her when he's in trouble. Now she'll get to see how much trouble he's really in.
You take her up. I'll stay with Ms. Disenchanted here.
Cute.
What's going to happen?
You are going to convince that turkey upstairs to spill his guts.
I'm not going to do anything to help you.
All you have to do is stand there and pray that Alan is easy to convince.
It's like she still doesn't grasp why they brought her here. What's the usual function of a hostage?
Diana. It's okay. Just do as they tell you, okay? Tell Alan to stall.
If she can get away from Ted and transform, she can fix all this and probably bring down a corrupt corporate monster or two. But that's the big if. Alan hears Meg in the elevator telling them that he doesn't care about her and they might as well have kidnapped an eggplant.
How could you think I didn't care about you? What did I do?
Seriously?
That's right, Alan. You care about her, and that's precisely why she's here.
Boy, you guys don't fool around, do you? Of all the girls they could have brought up here, they had to bring up the one that I love.
If you love her so much, maybe try keeping your wiener at home once in a while. He agrees to do what they say. Meg can't respond. She's still too flabbergasted by that one line. In the lab, everything has been set up to duplicate the night of the explosion, including his cleaning supplies. Meg manages to whisper Diana's message to him, and he goes to work. Elsewhere, Diana goes to work on Ted.
What time is it, do you know?
Shortly after 11?
Really? Oh, good. I guess I can have my little laugh now. Seeing as how the real Alan Ackroyd should have arrived at the IADC about, 5-10 minutes ago.
He doesn't believe her, but she keeps pressing and says, by now the IADC has the formula and you guys have an actor. He decides a double check can't hurt.
Get your coat.
The overconfident guy who's full of himself lording it over the poor, helpless female is easy prey for someone with Diana's intelligence and skill. Whittle away at his ego a little bit, act like you really don't care about his threats, and he'll do something inadvisable. Works pretty much every time. In the lab, Alan is following directions, which is to say he's stalling.
Oh, too much. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to start over again.
Mr. Ackroyd.
Hey, listen. Now, look, you said you wanted everything just the same way it was in that other lab before it exploded, right? Well, you're going to have to trust me. I'm sure that this cleaning solution is crucial, okay?
He didn't measure anything the first time, but they don't seem to know that, so he can keep jerking him around for a while.
You again.
Diana Prince and I aren't exactly thrilled with you either.
It's almost like she hovers somewhere around Diana Prince in case there's trouble. Such a mystery.
I am trapped in here. I'm trapped on the first floor. Can you get me out of here?
That's the problem with a bug like that. If there's nobody in the office to hear it, it doesn't do you much good. Alan has stalled as much as he can, so he starts walking through his movements that night.
Came over into here, just sort of cleaned off the counter. Here, and then, this is where
Good timing, Wonder Woman. Let's mop these guys up. Go Alan! Maybe there's more to him than anybody realized. It's all wrapped up, the bad guys didn't learn anything, and since they'll be going to prison, it wouldn't matter anyway. Wonder Woman has an offer for Alan.
I can make you forget.
No!
Yeah.
Don't. We must have that secret.
Save your breath, Rudy. Nobody's listening.
Please.
I can make you forget everything that happened at the Whitaker building last Wednesday night.
Hey, listen, this is the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Well, I mean, almost the greatest.
In the epilogue, Diana is visiting Meg at Alan's trailer before she heads out of town.
By the way, how are things working out with you and Alan? Oh, terrific. You know what he said up there in that office? He said that I was the only girl he ever cared about. I guess it took all those other girls to make him realize it.
Right. And as the good, submissive female, you're just supposed to sit there and ride it out until he realizes it. Looks like one of us learned something, the other one not so much.
Come on, right in here. I really appreciate you doing this for me. I hope you got the time.
Oh, I got plenty of time. Just a little nervous about all this.
Meg goes ballistic, as we might expect.
Hey, listen! She answered an ad from the newspaper. She's gonna water my plants while we're gone.
Gone where?
On our honeymoon.
There's a lesson in not jumping to conclusions, no matter how logical such a conclusion might be based on past experience and on the fact that he's bringing an attractive woman to his trailer at a time when he doesn't expect you to be there. We finished out the epilogue with the two of them having a mock argument about who's going to propose to whom as Diana grins and we go off to the credits. Major scientific breakthroughs have come by way of accidents before, but I don't know of any that involve plain old cleaning solution as a catalyst. On the other hand, the chemicals in some of our cleaning products can eat right through skin, and if you pour the wrong ones down the drain together, you end up with a toxic cloud, so anything is possible in the world of chemistry. A simple college student working a night job has an accident, he panics and runs. There's nothing unbelievable about that. The guy who's a chronic womanizer who finally realizes there's one he wants to spend the rest of his life with, I've seen that happen too. Even Meg, the easy mark who can't help loving that man of hers and keeps letting him come back, raise your hand if you've ever known someone like that. Okay, that's too many. Put them down. I can't see my script. Everything in this is believable. It's made even more believable by Gary Burghoff's performance, and it was fun seeing Michael Cole and Philip Michael Thomas again. Both are excellent actors and brought what was needed to their parts. That goes for Meg, too. Jane Ackman was totally believable as the conflicted girlfriend who's had her heart broken 5 times but just can't give up on him. The acting was spot on, the pacing was good, the premise was believable, and once again, Diana Prince did as much to save the day as Wonder Woman did. An excellent effort. It'll be a perfect effort if, while he's on his honeymoon, Alan can remember which woman he's on a honeymoon with. He seems to have some issues in that department. But I'll bet Meg can straighten him out from here. I'm Irving, and you are now exiting Cartertopia.